Let me start this video by asking everyone who listens to this video, all 5 of my listeners, I want to ask a question, seriously. And I really want you to think about this question or the answer to it. And if you want to leave a comment below, if you just want to think about it yourself and not comment, whatever, just think about it. So I go to Ring Magazine's website, and I also watch videos online, and a majority of experts, meaning fighters as well as media, are picking Saul Alvarez by knockout. And that doesn't make sense to me. So maybe you guys can chime in below. Saul Alvarez, he knocked nobody of note out in his career at 154, sometimes 155. Sometimes 160. But nobody of note, excuse me. And so now you're going to 175 pounds to the man who runs that division, and everybody's picking knockout. And I mean, I don't get it. You couldn't stop Shane Mosley, Austin Trout, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Erislandy Lara, Miguel Cotto, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Gennady Golovkin twice, Daniel Jacobs. You couldn't stop any of these people. So now you're going to go up 2 weight classes, and most people are picking you to stop Kovalev. I find a problem with that statement. I mean, think about it for a while. Think about what I'm saying. None of those smaller guys, but people are saying you're going to knock this bigger guy out. That should tell you something is wrong here. Well, they did the old scale trick on Kovalev. He weighed in today at 176 pounds, 1 pound over. Then he at 175 point something. Then he was a 1/4 pound over. So you take your necklace off and your shorts, and that's your 1/4 pound over. But no, not in Las Vegas, friend. He's still over. Like, what's going on? If you take a look at that guy during, well, let's put it this way. He finally made weight on the last try, and Kathy Duva was in the background. She started to breathe again. Canelo looked absolutely ripped up. I mean, he came in at 174.5 and not 1 ounce of body fat on him. Mexican guy, ripped up like that, no body fat. It's kind of out of the norm, but I won't stereotype. Just telling you. And his team actually said after this fight, he's going to move up for a cruiserweight title. Folks, something just ain't right with this picture. Let me just say this, and this is just a statement, not an accusation, but The drug game is running rampant in boxing, and nobody cares about it. And the drug game consists not only of boxers, but distributors, commissions, so-called drug testing programs, promoters, etc. But nobody cares. Well, maybe me, Stephen Edwards, Nonito Donaire, Thomas Hauser, Margaret Goodman, Julian Williams, and Paulie Malignaggi. Maybe that small group seems to care. As a matter of fact, listen to Paulie's take on the fight when asked who would win. Check this out.
On the weekend against Anthony Yard, we saw that. It looks like now he's in negotiation with Canelo. I'm hearing about a catch weight, Canelo going up potentially. What are your thoughts?
What I'm going to tell you.
Tell me what's going through that head.
I'm going to tell you. You got a guy who was a light middleweight a couple of years ago, now he's fighting a light heavyweight who punches hard. What are you going to tell you? Weight classes don't matter anymore. Just dope up and you're good. What are you going to do? I mean, what am I going to tell you? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you anymore. I don't even want to discuss fights like this because nobody's jumping that many weight classes that fast unless something's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame, but I don't know. This guy failed the drug test already. I heard he's on the year-round program now. It's great, you know. I mean, it's fine and dandy. Come on, man. I don't know. Hey, what I'm going to tell you, the guy was a light middleweight a couple of years ago, right? Was it 2 years ago? Even? Come on. He's fighting Amir Khan. Now he's fighting Sergey Kovalev. And we're discussing it like I'm supposed to discuss that in a serious manner. You know what I mean? Just because everybody else is gullible, I'm going to discuss that in a serious manner. I can't discuss it in a serious manner. What am I going to tell you?
Okay, so there you have it. If I thought this fight was on the up and up, I'd take Kovalev in this one. And I still think he's going to hurt Alvarez. He may hurt him, but I initially was thinking stoppage by Kovalev. Now I'll just think stoppage either way. And that, folks, says a lot. Kovalev has to box in this fight. The key for him is the jab. Get it off early and crush him with it as the fight goes on. For Nello, the key for him is the counterpunching. I like Canelo's left hook. Okay, in my opinion, his left hook might have its moment in this fight. Kovalev's not going to take a knee from the first body shot Canelo throws. Remember, Andre Ward threw as many, if not more, low blows than he did body shots in their fight. Okay? Oh, excuse me. I meant to say Dre Ward. I'm sorry, Dre. Forgive me. He's Dre, not Andre. Totally forgot. Cove needs to exert a combination of Daniel Jacobs and Gennady Golovkin. Get Nello going backwards like Golovkin did. Get him on the ropes. Get your shots off and then get out of there before you get hit with a counter punch. And fight him a little bit. You got to get off to a nice start and be ready for the flurry in the middle and late rounds. If he can do that, and his stamina is on check, I like his chances. Seriously, if this fight was on the up and up, I'd say it's going to be a very close fight. And I thought, almost like you know what? A close but clear decision for Kovalev where he drops Alvarez. But I'm not sure if this fight is on the up and up, and that's all I'll say. Let's move on. Ryan Garcia, Romero Duno. This is a dangerous fight for the potential star, Garcia. But I like his attitude. when they did the face-off, Garcia and Duno, Garcia basically said, they asked him, well, why are you taking this fight? And he said, no prospects want to do anything like this. And he's right. Shit, no champions want to do it half the time. But he said no prospects want to do anything like this. Fight another guy that's viewed as equal to or better and then he was. Not a washed-up guy or an old guy or a gatekeeper. He wants the best now. And listen, for all the people who hate King Rai because of his Twitter history and his brash attitude, you have to respect him here. What's even a bigger risk is that he's a young prospect who I don't think he's fought since March of this year, I believe. So we'll see if this fight and the time off catch up to him. But this is going to be a good fight. Good one. I'd say the knockout potential here is 7 out of 10. It's pretty high. I also like the fight on ESPN. Miguel Berchelt defends his title against Camden, New Jersey's Jason Sosa. Berchelt is the truth. All right. But so-called boxing channel owners who claim to be, gurus in the sport, they've never seen Berchelt fight. Don't let them fool you. Look, go back and watch his 2 fights with Francisco Vargas and the Jonathan Victor Barros fight, and the Miguel Roman fight, and Takashi Miura, for that matter. He's a world-class super featherweight, and I really wanted to see him fight Gervonta Davis, but it's just something that didn't happen, and, well, we know why. But Berchelt is definitely in the pound-for-pound conversation. He should be on some list, many lists. Sosa, he's a little bit past it, but if Berchelt isn't on his A game, we could have a new champion Saturday night. Sosa is going to fight like it's his last shot at gaining another world title, and it may be. Last week, real quickly, Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis fight was very good. Even for those who thought Taylor would win, nobody thought he would use the inside game on Prograis. And he used it to smother Prograis. Prograis' domain is on the inside, but Taylor mugged him. Kind of like Ricky Hatton did Costa. And surprisingly, Taylor not only held his own, but he was dominant in those middle rounds where the fight was basically won. Prograis came on strong late, but it was too late. I'd love to see Taylor in there with Jose Carlos Ramirez. That fight would be awesome. Actually, any fight with Ramirez would be awesome. Taylor, Prograis, Victor Postol, Ivan Barancek, Jose Pedraza, Jorge Linares, Robert Easter Jr. I mean, any of those. And speaking of Robert Easter Jr., speaking of the Easter Bunny, his fight with Adrian Granados, that was a good battle, man. Action. And the world is split on who won. Granados has kind of already been earmarked as a guy that if a fight is remotely close, he loses. He knows it, and at least he'll continue to get some work because of it. But he's going to have to go up even another notch to pull off an upset. But at age 30, and with his style, he's about to be on the other side of the timeline. So we'll see how that works out. That's it. Pretty short, but make sure you check the ESPN fights out tomorrow and the zone. All right. Catch y'all later.